Hello, ladies. Happy Tuesday. Jump on in. Hi, Renee. Alrighty, let's get started. And before we get started on our new project, I want to announce our winners from last week. I'm giving away 2 of my cookie pouches. These were my projects from last week. The cookie pouches and the Peeps box. And our winners of those are Joanne K and Diana K. Not related. Alrighty, so congratulations, ladies. If you are interested in either of these projects, just check on my blog at www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com, and there is a post about how to make these, as well as PDFs that you can download and video tutorials that you can watch. So these are going to go out this week, along with last week. So those ladies that won last week and this week, we'll get them out by the end of the week. I'm sorry, I'm falling down a little bit on the job here, but I'm excited to give those away. All righty, excellent. Let's go ahead and get started today. Today, I have titled my Facebook Live Teeny Tiny Gift Boxes. And we're going to start with the tiny one here on the right, and we're going to work our way down to the teeny one here on the left. These are great for spring, great for Easter, all kinds of things that you'd need. This one is my little gift box with a handle, so it's kind of like a gift bag. And this one holds some spring mix Jelly Bellies, or it could hold foil covered chocolates, whatever you like. So that is a super cute little box. And then on the back, it says, "May the new life of spring bring you joy." And this one I made using, let me show you the stamp set. This is the Springtime Joy stamp set. Love this one. I've been using it for the last few weeks, and next week I'm even going to use it, because next week we're going to make a fun fold Easter card together, and I'm going to use it again. But you just can't beat these cute little animal images, and I love the little sentiments. So yes, that's what we're going to use for this one. And I really like, this is a new box design that I've never tried before. And this one would be great for a favor box, for a party, or for a wedding. But I love the way that it opens. It's a little different than most. I'm going to take my belly band off and see how it opens here. It has like a little bit of a different opening like that. I thought that was kind of super cool. And in there I have a lot of Dove chocolates. Those are great for spring or Easter too. Closes just this way. And then the belly band comes on. So this will be my second box, and I'll show you how to make that really cool, unique little opening. This one uses the Oval Occasions bundle. Hi, April. Hi, Kim. You're right. Bigger is not always better. I like tiny things. All right, and this one uses the Oval Occasions bundle. It's a stamp set and a double oval punch. Really nice, very useful for all different kinds of projects. Then last but not least, my teeny box is this one here. And you can probably tell which stamp set I used to make my little images on here. These are also from the Springtime Joy. And what do you think is in here? Have you guys seen these yet? The little tiny boxes of Tic Tacs. Aren't they so cute? So this box is just the right size to hold a tiny box of Tic Tacs. And look here, I made one with Seaside Spray as well. Just picking some of those cute little images from that set. and just putting them on with glue or dimensional. Super cute. And I will have a link on my blog if you are interested in finding those Tic Tacs on Amazon. I would certainly give you that link. Alrighty, are we ready to get started, girls? Let's do it. Yes, the tiny Tic Tacs are fun, Joanne. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to start with our little lamb box, we call that. Remember that when this Facebook Live is over, I will put the video of this tutorial on my blog as well as a PDF. Okay, so there will be a downloadable PDF on my blog if you like to print it out and have a paper copy of it as you're working on the directions. Like me, that is a great tool to use. All right, so look for that on my blog when we're all finished. All right, let's get started. Okay, for this little box, gift bag, mini gift bag, we call him the Little Lamb mini treat bag. I'm going to start with a piece of Pool Party cardstock cut at 4 inches by 7 inches. This is a real quick little bag. Fun, you can use these for little party favors. Oh, all kinds of things you could use them for. Easter and spring are a great time to make these kind of things. So many different occasions we can use them for. All right. Oh, I forgot one thing. Before I even score, I have some stamping to do. Okay, I'm going to pull out my this is from the Springtime Joy stamp set. It is a tiny, tiny little butterfly. And I'm going to bring out my Pool Party ink. And I'm just going to do some random stamping just on my bag. Just to have a little something interesting on the cardstock and not just plain. So I'm just going to stamp to make a little bit of a design on the cardstock instead of just plain. Plain's fine too, but I thought that was a super cute way to jazz it up a bit. Okay, so before I even started my scoring and folding, I wanted to make sure that I put on those butterflies, and I did it tone on tone, so it's Pool Party paper, Pool Party ink. All right, now let's grab that scoring tool. All right, on the long side, which is the 7-inch side, I'm going to score at 2 1/4, 3 1/4, 5 1/2, 6 1/2. Now remember, all these are going to be on my blog when this Facebook Live is over. Then I'm going to turn it, okay, to the short side, and you want to make sure that it is the short side and that the part that's going to be the bottom of your bag is along the left-hand side, because this is where we're going to make the bottom panel of the bag. All right. So there we go. That is all the scoring we need for our little bag. All right, let's grab our bone folder, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crease on all the score lines. I do too, Joanne. It just adds a little bit something. I just really don't like to have plain paper. You know how I am. It's got to have something on it. All right, so there we go. I did all my scoring and creasing. Now I'm going to grab my scissors, and along the side that has here, I'm holding it in landscape, and along the side that has the thin rectangle, I'm going to cut the tiny rectangle off in the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, then I'm going to cut all these vertical score lines from the bottom up to the first horizontal score line. So you can see what I'm forming here. That's going to be the bottom of the box. Okay, this little section here, I always like to take a little bit off the corner. This is going to be the place where we put our adhesive, and that is going to fold in behind the front panel of the box. All right, so that's all the cutting we have to do. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab some tear and tape. I'm going to show you different kinds of adhesives tonight. This is tear and tape, and this is a great adhesive to have around if you like to make three-dimensional things and you don't like wet glue. So that's a real good thing to have in your stash. Okay, so I put it right there. Now I'm going to peel the backing off, and now I have all the glue there. I'm going to turn it upside down and fold in the side. Here is the side with the tear and tape, and then I'm just going to fold in the other end and press down. Okay, and then that pops right up, and we're starting on our bag that way. We're going to turn it upside down. I'm going to put in my 2 small tabs, and then we're going to fold in the back, then the front. All right, before we fold in the front, I'm going to grab my tear and tape one more time, put a panel along that tab, and take that off and put that down. So there we have it. There is our little box. And if you have a little bit of your, I did not wedge in my little tab, so there it was sticking out a little bit. So I just cut that off a little bit so we don't see that at the bottom. So there is our first step. There's our little box. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put on our front embellishments. All right, the way we're going to do that is, first we're going to start with a piece of basic white cardstock, and we're going to layer onto that a piece of Highland Heather cardstock. So we're going to make almost like a little picture frame. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. This time I'm going to use my Seal Plus, which is another great choice for a dry adhesive. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right here on my, let's try again. This is the only bad thing about Seal Plus, is if you put it in the wrong spot, it's harder to get up than with glue. But we did it. All right, I want to try to do a little better job of getting it in the center this time. There we go, that's better. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my Seal Plus again. And now this is going to go right on the front of my box. Love these colors together. When I do all my Christmas and spring projects, I use a lot from the Subtles group, and these are all Subtles from the Subtles. Now, I already did a little bit of stamping in advance, and let me show you my little lamb. Here is the lamb. Let me give you a little bit of an understanding what I did. I stamped him using Memento ink, all right? And then I took some light smoky slate, went in a little bit around the flowers just to give it a little bit of a shadow, and then I went on all the little puffs of his wool, and then I colored in his little feet. For the flowers, I used Highland Heather blends and Pool Party blends to keep it the same color as our paper. And then I used some of the soft sea foam for the leaves. And I remember this time, Cheryl, on the cheeks and the nose, I used light petal pink just to give him a little bit of color. I don't know, I don't think a lamb has rosy cheeks, but hey, my lamb does. So after I stamped, colored, and fussy cut my lamb out, I'm going to go ahead, put some dimensionals on the back, and he's going to go right on the front of my box. Isn't that so adorable? So cute. All right, now we do have something for the back too. And this is one of the sentiments from the stamp set. And here I cut out a scalloped rectangle. And this is from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. This is another one that I've used and used and used so much. This is just has lovely, lovely dies. It's called Stitched So Sweetly. and it's in the annual catalog. I am using the second from the smallest scalloped rectangle here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab my stamps. And the first thing I'm going to do is stamp my sentiment. May the new life of spring bring you joy. All right, let me grab my Memento ink for this. And I want to stamp it. Let me see if this is the right side. Yep. Okay. Kind of toward the top so we have space for our flowers on the bottom. There we go. So I put my sentiment kind of toward the top. And then I'm going to grab these cute little flowers. These are so cute. This is a little tulip. I'm going to put that one on the right. And then on the left-hand side, put the other flower. All right, now I'm going to grab my blends, and we're going to use the same blends that we talked about that I used for the sheep. Okay, so I'm going to first color. Oh, my ring's caught. There we go. I'm going to color my tulip using the Highland Heather. Such a pretty color. That one screams spring. And then the other one is going to be Pool Party, just like the paper. That's what I love about Stampin' Up! Blends. They perfectly match the ink and the cardstock that you're using for all your projects. All right, and then I have my soft seafoam for the leaves. You notice, again, I'm using lots of colors from that Subtles group because that's the perfect color for Easter. And there is my panel for the back of my box. So let's grab my box. We're going to turn that over. And then on the back of this panel, yes, he is easy to color. I stamped a whole page of lambs and then just colored them. But they are super fun to color. All right, and we have our 4 dimensionals on the back here of my panel. This panel will go on the back of the box. Just like that. All right, and there is the front. Last thing we have, we're going to put a nice little handle on the box, and we're going to use this beautiful tri-color ribbon. For my purple lovers out there, you are going to love this ribbon. So pretty. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, grab my box, and I'm going to just go in with my punch, maybe about a ½ an inch down, and just punch on each side there, one on each side. All right, now I'm going to take this beautiful tri-color ribbon, and remember, when we have to feed it through a little hole, it's always best to cut your ribbon off so you have a little point. Sometimes helps. We'll see how we do. All right, so I'm going to stick that point right through the outside of the hole. And I'm going to grab it on the inside as it comes through. Let's turn it this way. Get my other hand in there. There we go. Okay, so this side is through. So I'm going to grab the end here that I just fed through and tie it in a knot. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull it back through, and that's where it's going to stay. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Let me make this a better point. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and feed this through with my big old hands. That's one downside for working with tiny things. When you got big hands, it can be a challenge. Come on, you. There we go. All right, pull it all the way through. Tie your little knot at the end of the ribbon, and then pull it on back through. And there you have it. That's how easy it is to make that basket or that treat bag. And this would be great for a little Easter surprise for someone. What are some of the ideas that you guys can think of for in here? I love the little spring mix of the Jelly Bellies. I also love the chocolate foil eggs. You could even put some of those that I put in this box in here. You could do the Dove chocolates. Anything will fit in there. Gift card, sky's the limit. Alrighty, so that is our first box. That is our tiny box. And now we're going to work our way down towards teeny. This is our second box today. This is the one that has the really cool opening. And I'm going to show you how to make this. It's not hard at all. And we will be using, as I said, we're going to be using the Oval Occasions, which is a stamp set, and then your double punch. Very, very great item to have in your stash. You always are needing to make little scallop ovals and things for gifts. All right, so we're going to stick on the pool party theme. Okay, so we're going to use a piece of pool party again. This one is 7 inches by 6.5. Yes. Oh, the Reese's peanut butter eggs. Excellent choice. Would a regular size of oh, yep. They would definitely fit in that box, Renee. That's a really great idea. Here, wait, I have some over here. Let me grab them. Here are some Tic Tacs. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect fit. That's a great idea. I love it, Renee. Yes. And they even match. Look. These I got on Amazon. They're big berries, so they're purple and pink. I thought they were cute for Easter. Great idea. All right. Back to our second one here. This is the Favor box with the belly band. All right. Remember, the paper is 7 by 6.5. So let's go on the long side, which is the 7-inch side. And we're going to score at 2 and at 5. On the long side, 2 and 5. All right. Now I'm going to turn it to the 6.5-inch side. This is the short side. We're going to go at 1, 3, 4, and 6. All right, now I'm going to do a little bit more scoring with the 1-inch strip at the top. So if you look on this, there's a 1-inch strip here and a 1/2 inch at the bottom. So we're going to put that 1-inch strip at the top, and we're going to just do some partial scoring now. We're going to score at 1.5 down to the second score line. All right. And then we're going to go to 5.5 down to the second score line. All right. So that is all our scoring for today for this box. All right. Now I'm going to bring in the template here so you can see how this one comes together. This is a little different. This is what we're going for. Okay. So this will fold together like this, and then you're going to have your neat opening up here, and I'm going to show you just how we do that. Okay, so let's start first with our bone folder, and I'm going to crease all the full score lines. Those little partial score lines we're just going to let alone, because those are actually just going to show us where to cut. We're not really going to do any folding on those, so we're going to leave them without being folded. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn it so that the 1/2 inch is along the bottom. Okay. Now let's go ahead and grab our scissors, and we're going to cut off the 2 rectangles that are on the corners. Okay, so we're going to leave the center rectangle there. Okay. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. So let's turn this way so you see what I'm going for here. Okay, so this is going to be the part of the box that goes in, the little flap that goes in the box to keep it closed. All right, can you see how that opening is a little different? I just thought that was pretty cool. All right, so the next step we're going to need to do is go up to these sections here where we did our half scores or partial score. We're going to cut down that panel right on that partial score we did, and we're going to cut off this entire part on the corner here. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing over here. Okay, so we just left here these portions where the partial cut was. That's where we cut with our scissors. Now we're going to make these that are left here into flaps. So we're going to go ahead and take a little bit out of each of those tabs. So we have 2 flaps here, 1, 2. And here I didn't get it close enough here. Let me cut a little closer there. There we go. All right, so I created 2 flaps there from that one long piece here. Same thing here. We have this long piece. We're going to cut on that score line to separate it into 2 tabs. Then we're going to cut a little bit off each of the edges. All right, so we're getting close to being done here. Let's take a look at how it looks like with my template. The only thing we need to work on here is up here in these squares. Okay, we have to turn the squares into these portions that are going to be that unique kind of opening for my box. So this is a little different. What you're going to have to do is grab a ruler, and if you look here, you have a square here and a square here. And what you're going to do is you're going to trace a line with your ruler that goes that way and that way. So you're going to make an X in both of those boxes. So let me show you how that looks. All right, I'm going to take my scoring tool and I'm going to put it right here. Am I in the picture yet? And then I'm going to just go right along the edge of my ruler and make a line from corner to corner. All right, then I'm going to do the exact same thing this way. Put my scoring tool there, line up my ruler, and then go right up there like that. All right, then we're going to do the exact same thing over here. This will make sense when I'm done. Okay, and then I'm going to score coming down here. Don't move it, Barb. There we go. All right, so now I have the 2 sides with the 2 squares with the X's in them. Okay, then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along this score line. Okay, and then the same thing over here. So that is going to make our little opening there. Okay, and now watch how the box comes together. Okay, I'm going to grab my Seal Plus and I'm going to put a little bit of Seal Plus along these tabs that we created, the longer one and the shorter one. And now we're going to start building the box together. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold that flap down and bring it in behind this panel here, lining up the fold of the tab with the edge of the panel. And then we're going to tuck this one right behind it as well. Okay, I'm now tucked it a little too far. Let's try that again. We want to always line up the fold with the edge, not too far in. There we go, that's better. Same thing again, we're going to tuck that down and place it behind the side panel. Then the front panel will go front like there. All right, so then these sides that we created go in, and then the top folds in like that, and there is your box. If I can get it to go in, there we go. All right, but before we do that, let's go ahead and put our top on here. Not our top, but our colored designer series paper. And the paper I picked is from the Fine Arts DSP. Let me show you what that looks like. This is the 12 by 12 paper of the Fine Arts DSP. And that's what I'm going to be using this evening, just to make a little rectangle to go right on top right here. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Seal Plus, and I'm going to put that right on top here. There we go. Isn't that pretty? This paper is so pretty. It would be perfect for a little wedding shower or any kind of a spring event. All right, now let's go ahead and make our belly band. Okay, I'm going to take a piece of the Pool Party that is 1/4 of an inch. Okay, that's 1/4 of an inch wide, and I'm just going to wrap it around my box. Okay, so the way I do that, I put it behind the box, and then I bring it up towards the front and kind of pinch it on each of the edges, just to kind of tell the paper where I want it to bend. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the front piece. Let's pop that one up. I'm going to put it there and then pinch it across. All right, now I'm going to take it away, and I'm going to make sure all these little pinched folded lines are well creased. Okay, then the belly band will slide nicely right on the box. Okay, it looks like my belly band might be a little too long. Never fear. All you've got to do is just take your scissors and just snip a little bit off. Okay, and then it's going to go nicely right there. Let me pick this up again here. There we go. I want to make sure that was on there right. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of the Seal Plus on the belly band, and just going to carefully line it up so it's straight on the box, and then that belly band is straight on there. Okay, now you don't have to worry about that because we are going to have a little embellishment that it will cover up that line there. All right, so let's go ahead and make that. I want to show you, I have talked about this a few times now. Now I can really show you what it looks like. This is the double oval punch, and you can see from the back of the punch that there's one oval that cuts, that has a scallop, and then there's one that is like a plain oval. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock, and we're going to make the pretty stamped image for on the box. All right, so I'm going to grab my Memento ink again, and I'm going to grab this. These are from the Oval Occasions. That's the name of the stamp set. It says, "Thank you for your kindness." This would be a nice little box to give to guests at a party or at a reception of some kind. It would be a really nice thank you gift. Okay, then I'm going to slide it right in. Let's see. There. See, I can slide it right into the place where I want it to be with the scalloped edges, and just punch it right out. And there you have your... All right, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a blend. I wanted to color in a little bit of the leaves here, and I wanted to pick a color that was in the designer series paper, so I picked the Pretty Peacock, and I took the light Pretty Peacock and I colored in the leaves. Then they will match the designer series paper. All right, last thing we need to do is put it right onto our box. Okay, come on. Having a hard time picking it up. So I can put it low like that because I left that low, or what I can do is pull this all back a little bit. I went a little too far down with that. You really want it to stop in the middle. There we go. That's where you want the line to be, so that when you put this right on the front in the middle, it's going to cover that up. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our embellishments. Our dimensionals. I'm going to line up 2 dimensionals right here on the belly band. Take those away. And then put our little label right there on the box. Isn't that so cute? I just love this. And there's lots of really, really cute sayings. Let me grab the set real quickly here if I can find it. Yep, here it is. This is the oval occasions. Okay, there is a so lucky to know you. There's a cute little one that has Easter bunny, time to celebrate, sweet friend, welcome little one. That would be, you could make some little favors for a baby shower, happy birthday, little treat for you, all kinds of really cute ones. So this is a great set to have when if you're one that likes to make party favors. All right, so that's number 2. That is our tiny treat box. Now we're down to the teeny one. Are you ready for our teeny one? This is such a nice, quick one. You're going to love this one. All right, look at the size of the paper that we're going to be using. That is how small our box is. Now I'm going to grab, this is how the Tic Tacs come when you get them on Amazon. There are actually 60 little boxes in here. I'll grab some. There is a clear one that has like peppermints. Then there's this one here. I believe these are orange, but I'm not sure. And then there's another one that's like a Bermuda Bay color. But there are 60 of these little boxes. I'd say there's probably 8 to 10 little Tic Tacs in there. How many are in here? 60 little mini boxes. And I love that it comes in like a giant Tic Tac box. Isn't that so funny? So I will link to Amazon on my blog if you're interested in getting these. All right, so let's go ahead and make this one. This is a super quick little box. Okay, let's start here. Let me get my paper so I can tell you how big this one is. This is a piece of soft seafoam, and this is cut at 2 5/8 by 3 7/8. Teeny tiny. All right, so let's go ahead and do our scoring. Okay, on the short side first, you're going to score at 5/8. That's 1 past half and 2 inches. Okay, then we're going to turn it on the long side, and this is 5/8, 1 5/8, 1 5/8, 2 1/4, 3 1/4. Okay, that is all the scoring we have. Thank goodness. Not much more space to score on. Now I'm going to grab my bone folder, and just like we do with any box, whatever size it is, we're going to go ahead and we're going to crease on all the score lines. All right, now let's grab our scissors. We're going to hold it in the landscape position, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut up all the vertical score lines. So you'll have 4 of those to do. Okay, now let's go ahead and go back and cut a little bit of each of the corners off. We wedge them out a little bit just so when we pull our box together that there's not too much paper being smushed together in the corners of the box, inside of the box. All right, so then we're going to turn it around, keeping it on the landscape, do the same thing again. Okay, we're going to cut up all our vertical score lines again. That is 4 of them. Okay, go back, and we're going to wedge the tabs. Remember, the longer rectangles are actually the side panels of the box. We don't want to wedge those. We want to keep those nice and square. Okay, that's it. That's all we need to do. Okay, so I'm going to use my Seal Plus for this. You can use Seal Plus, you can use your tear and tape, you can use liquid glue. I haven't used much of that tonight, but I do use an awful lot of this. This is the Tombow. This is great for 3D items as well. Stampin' Up! Has lots of great options. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it so this is the outside of the box facing up. Oops, and I have a little bit, there we go. I am going to put a little bit of the Seal Plus on all 6 of the tiny tabs. Or are these the teeny tabs, I think. Okay. Now, let's start on the right-hand side. We're going to fold down this first tab and tuck it behind the first panel. And we're lining up the fold and the side of the panel. Let's do the same thing over here. Down behind that panel, lining up the side of the panel with the fold. All right, now this is going to be part of the bottom of the box. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the other end, forming the bottom of the box. Lining up the fold and the side of the panel. All right, let's go ahead and grab some of these yummy Tic Tacs. They fit perfectly well into the box. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold my lid over. I'm going to tuck down the front panel and then tuck back these side flaps. And then fold down the sides. That's it. We did it. That's how easy that is to do. There is your little box. Okay, I think you can make 8 of these out of 1 piece of cardstock, believe it or not. That's how tiny they are. Now I showed you a couple of my samples here, and we will put together another sample. I have some pieces that I have stamped with my Memento ink and colored and fussy cut. Here I have a cute little butterfly that is Highland Heather, and there is a little Daffodil Delight chick. These are both images from the Springtime Joy stamp set. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them over, and I think I'm going to need some of the mini dimensionals for these small guys. Let me get my minis out here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab a mini dimensional and put it right on the back of each of these images. I'm going to grab that backing off. There we go. And there's another. Come on, you. There we go. All right, now we're ready to stick them onto our box. So let's put our little chick on the left-hand side here. And we'll put our little butterfly up here. These would be cute in a Easter basket. Aren't those cute? And I stuck with the subtle colors. This is a Seaside Spray color box, and these are soft sea foam. So that is our tiny little box. How easy is that? How fun. All right, well, those are my projects for this evening. I hope you love them and you're inspired to try them on your own. Let me make sure I have them all here. We have our tiny box, we have our kinda tiny box, and we have our teeny box. So those are the 3 boxes we worked on this evening. I hope you're inspired to try them yourself, and if you do, please post a picture on the VIP page. I'd love to see your creations. Remember that all these products are available on my online store, and you can get all the specific dimensions and see a video tutorial and download a PDF at my blog. That's thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com. I'll have that all up for you by the end of the evening. And if you love paper crafting as much as I do, you might want to join my team. We have a great fun time together, and you don't need to be a salesperson. I have many on my team that just enjoy shopping with the discount. So if you have any questions about that and would be interested in finding out more information about that, please let me know. I have a great little team, and we really inspire each other and support each other in our fun little crafting habit. Alrighty, so thanks again for joining. And next week, I will be making a fun fold Easter card. So don't forget to join me next week, Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock. So I will see you then. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.